Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Martin. I'm here to share with you a story within a story, and this is a video within a video. What am I talking about? One of these guys that talks in riddles. I'm not. Well, I am. But, get rich quick. That's what they say. That's what always wants to get rich quick. Who doesn't want to get rich quick? I'm still looking. Where do I start? I've got to tell you what I'm doing. Ever since I was a little kid, I'm in my late 50s now, but ever since I was a little kid, I was always looking for ways to actually make money, ways to get rich quickly. I would have been happy getting rich slowly, but it never happens, does it? But I keep looking and looking and looking and looking, and I like to think I've got a little bit of common sense. I've got something about me. I like to think I have, but they'll tell me there's nothing about you at all, Mike. You've got nothing. But I keep trying. I keep looking for the way to actually make it, and I kind of like. I liked the idea of passive income, but I don't really think there's much evidence of real true passive income. You sit back and this money rolls in. I mean, even like if a good passive business would be to actually own property, rent it out. But even that brings trouble with you, headaches. Even stocks and shares, although you get like an income that comes from it, you've got the ups and downs of the movements in the market. Anyway, nevertheless, I kept looking, and when the internet came along, I looked longer and further. I was very excited because before the internet, for me, it was a weekly publication called Exchange Mart. I couldn't wait for it to come out. I think it was a Thursday when it used to come out. I used to get it from the Newsagent. It was a big sort of thick magazine, like an adult's comic, and it was all there was like part-time vacancies, things for sale, opportunities. And I remember spend the whole weekend reading it, going through every single advert, get to the end of the book, go back to the beginning and start again. Looking for all different ways, looking for stimulation really, and impulse and inspiration really. And it was there with Exchange Mart, but when the internet came along, it was a different level. You're overwhelmed with them. Eventually, I discovered I discovered eBay, or eBay discovered me, and that was good, but it wasn't passive income. It was passive selling. You didn't have to stand behind a shop or a counter and wait for customers to come along all day to make a sale. The sales sort of happened even when you weren't consciously aware of them, But what you had to do is basically send the item out afterwards. Eventually, an idea caught my attention, and I've been looking at it and trying to figure out how I can make a living out of it. And that's basically doing digital downloads and selling digital files and that kind of thing. In my particular case, it's going to be around embroidery files. That would be a nice way to make some money. But I also found myself seeing what was going on YouTube. In particular, it was my father. He was using my iPad, and I didn't create an account for him. I just gave him my iPad and let him use my channel to watch things. And one day I saw on my phone that he was, something popped up, and I thought, "What's this?" And it was basically a donkey having its hooves sheared, because the owner had kind of abandoned the donkey and abused and ran away, and the hooves had grown sort of like really curved. Vet had come along and was shearing them and cutting them back, and my dad had been watching this 20-minute, half-hour video. So I watched it. It is quite therapeutical to watch it, the transformation of a donkey in distress to a donkey that was happy with his, being able to walk around properly. And I saw another one, and then another one. The algorithm keeps popping them up. You watch one, they think you want to watch some more. And then another one with a guy mowing a lawn, transforming an overgrown lawn into a beautiful manicured garden, in America. But that particular video, what caught my attention was that it had 50 million views. I couldn't believe it. I thought, who's going to watch this? 50 million people. And so I went into the channel and I saw that there was hundreds of videos with 20, 30, 40, 50 million views. And I thought, wow, this guy, he's kind of like, let's say he got like half a cent for every view. I don't know. I'm just surmising, you know. Then he would have made $50,000. I thought, no wonder he was mowing these lawns for free. I thought, no wonder he's doing it for free. I went into the comments and there was, to try and understand the dynamic, and there was two types of comment. There was those people that were basically saying, God bless you, you know, for doing it for free, helping people out in their hour of need. Apparently in America, if you allow your garden to overgrow and it goes onto the sidewalk, then you get a violation, you know, from the local authority. Fine. So if he was doing it for free, then people thought or saw that he was helping somebody in need out. And the other side of it was those people, oh, I love watching your videos. They're great, they make me feel so good. You know, watching the transformation going from an overgrown garden out of control into a lovely, ordered, structured garden. And for sure, it's very, very you know, there's a lot of therapy behind it, because there's an anticipation about, you know, you gradually see order come out of chaos. It's lovely to watch. I saw some like that many years ago with fellas taking guys off the streets, tramps, and then putting them in, you know, taking them into hairdressers. They'd have like $1 million haircut. Then they'd take them to a swing basket, all cleaned up, and then into a top-notch sort of like men's outfitters, put a top jolly suit on them, and they transform this down-and-out tramp into somebody with film star looks, you know? And that was also good to watch. And, you know, you'd see the tears rolling down the guy's cheeks, and it was a feel-good film thing as well. So I thought, you know, I started thinking, you know, there's money in this. There's money in it. And it's a pleasant endeavour to try and approach making a video. So I thought, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try. I'm going to spend a few quid on buying a few bits and pieces. I'm going to do it on a shoestring, and I'm going to learn what's involved. And as you know, I'm in my late 50s. I haven't had any IT or media studies or qualifications or anything like that. I'm just learning from those who've already done it, or who are doing it, and I'm watching what they do. I'd like to think that I could make some money out of it. And I think this could be a relatively true passive income, or rather a passive income that is unbridled, in the sense that you know, if it goes viral, it could be a really good return, but at the same time, it could and might allow me to be nomadic, to move around, go wherever I want, making videos. And I don't know what type of videos I'm going to be making, but the one style of video that's caught my attention, amongst others, is what they call a reaction video. And I'm going to watch somebody now who's teaching you how to make a reaction video. I've never watched this guy before. He's already 3 years old, and I know that there's been a lot of things have changed in 3 years. So I'm going back to see what they were saying 3 years ago. But then I believe it was a lot easier to make money from reaction videos. You still can make money, but there's a lot more people doing it, and the algorithms, I think, require you to promote the video in a way so they get they want a double whammy. They want money from the adverts, and they want money from you promoting the channel. I think, I'm not sure. However, I'm going to take a shotgun approach to making money on eBay, on YouTube. I'm going to try and do three or four different styles, and I'm going to create 3 or 4 different channels, basically. So, for instance, I'm even recording myself when I go for a walk, and just to capture anything that's basically worth monetizing, you know. I've got no subscribers, and I've got no videos. This is I'm still in the learning curve, but I thought it's about time that I recorded myself learning, and maybe there might be some people out there who are inspired by my learning and my approach, and maybe you want to subscribe and tag along for the journey and see what I managed to achieve. Hangfire, I've got to do a little bit of resetting here, because I'm going to minimise this screen here down into that there, I think. Why hasn't that done that? It won't let me do it. hold on, let's just see. I should, maybe you can't do much. Ah, there you go. So I'm going small, right? And I'm going to now set this video up. It's called How to Start a Reaction YouTube Cash Cow Channel Without Copyright Strikes. That might not mean anything to you at this stage, but basically, if you listen to music videos, say the Everly Brothers, they've had about 155 billion views. You could play that and watch that song and pretend to have seen it for the first time ever. So it would be a reaction to them. And then other people who are searching for the Everly Brothers, the Unchained Melody or something like that, might see your video and watch your channel. And then you would get the benefit of those views, maybe a few million views, but the copyright requirements basically say you don't get monetized on that kind of channel. You can make the channel, you can make the video, but you're not going to get any money on it. So he's basically saying trying to avoid that situation, and I agree. I'm going to avoid that kind of situation. I think it may make sense. I'm not really into music either, but I might do the odd one. You know, like there was the what do they call it, the Eurovision the other night. I think I should have. That was a missed opportunity. I could have reviewed some of those songs, and indeed, I still might go back and review them because I didn't watch the Eurovision, so I might watch it in hindsight and make some videos of me doing it anyway. We'll see what happens. Tag along. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Right, here we go. Are you ready? I'm recorded. Right.
How to start your own YouTube reaction channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step what you...
Well, that isn't working, is it? So why isn't it working there? Video capture. I'm in that there. So why isn't that working? Okay. So why isn't that? So that's okay. Close. So why isn't he recording there with me? Yes, I've got that. Oh, because you minimised that, didn't you? You went up and you made that bigger. Let's put that there. Ah, so he's there now. So let's bring him. Ah, that's why. So there you go. No, that's me behind. Let's make him bigger. There you go. Okay. Now this software, by the way, let's just bring me back. Why aren't I there? Maybe I have to put that on top. Yeah, there you go. What I was just doing on the screen, I don't know if you saw all that, hopefully you did. I'll explain what I did and what software I'm using, because it's very sophisticated software, but it's quite easy to use once you do it, and powerful tool. Okay, here we go. Let's go back a little bit. You can see I'm still learning. Okay.
How to start your own YouTube reaction channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step what you need to do in order to set up a monetizable YouTube reaction channel like this guy. So this guy is simply filming himself while watching and reacting to TikTok and YouTube videos, and he's making money doing that. So you are probably already watching TikTok videos or YouTube videos, so why not make money doing it? So what you can do is simply film yourself, react to the videos, and then make money from that. So in today's video, I'm going to break down this format so that you can also get 1.4 million views and make about $3,000 with a video like this. So if that sounds interesting, then keep watching and let's just get started. It's no secret that reaction channels are getting very popular these days. So we've got channels like the Sidemen Reacts that are getting up to like 80 million views in just one single month. You can see that last week they had 20 million views, guys. Now, if you multiply that by like a $2 or even $3 RPM, that means they've made about 40 up to 60K in one single week. And we can also see that their views are crazy. 5 million views, 5 million, 4.7 million, 3.6 million, 3.2 million, and this goes on and on. Like, they're getting millions and millions of views. However, you don't have to be the Sideman. You can also just get started yourself. So this guy, Alexandra Reacts, has 505K subscribers, and this used to be like a normal guy like you and I, or a girl, like whatever, right? But what I'm trying to say here is that this is just a normal guy who just started reacting to videos. He blew up, he's getting millions of views. So for this, you don't need to be popular already like this Sideman. you can get started yourself right now. So basically the concept behind this is that you're going to watch videos on TikTok or YouTube, react to it, and then make money doing it. However, it's not that easy. So in this video, I'm going to show you what you need to do in order to make sure that you can actually monetize it and don't get in trouble with copyright. Before that, I do want to mention that if you're new to automation first, on this channel we talk about YouTube automation and YouTube cash cow channels. So if you would like to start your own YouTube channel where ultimately you're not going to do any of the work, but you're literally going to...
Excuse me, I'm going to subscribe to that. Just bear with me before I forget. There you look. See, I haven't subscribed. Now I'm subscribed. Automation first. This video was made 3 years ago. He's got 25,000 subscribers currently, and it's had 112,000 views in the last 3 years. He's helping people like you and me. So I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna watch some, because I've been subscribing to quite a few different reaction type advice channels. One of them was how to use the software that I'm using, for instance. The information is so freely available, but clearly, I mean, he's got. Okay, let's say there are rules as to how much money you can make from Google, but 112,000 over the last 3 years, he's not going to get a lot of money from that over 3 years. But just to give you an idea, from just some rough calculations, just say, for instance, let's be linear about it. Let's say he's at 112,000, right? 112,000 divided by 36 months. So he's had about 3,000 views a month. So that would go towards, if he's monetized, let's say he got another 100 videos, and each of those had 3,000 views in a month, and so therefore multiply that by 100, right? All things being equal, then he's had 311,000 views in a month. Now, aggregated together, that's worth it, because if, let's say, for instance, he only gets 0.1 of a cent multiplied by 0.01. No, that's a penny, so it's 0.001, isn't it? So, hold on, it's 300,000, hold on, 300, wait a minute, 300,000 multiplied by 0.001. 1. Is that right? 300 quid. $300. No, you probably get more than that. 300,000. So if you got half a cent, 0.005, 0.001 would be a penny. So 0.005 times 100,000. 500 quid a month. So you could take a scattergun approach. You know, I'm just putting the numbers together. Excuse me, please. I'm just verbalising out loud. So if he got 100 videos and they were pumping out, say, 3,000 views per month, and he was getting half a cent or 0.2% or even 0.1, he's going to be getting something. He's going to have a regular flow of income coming in. And all he's got to be able to do is make one good video to get several million views in a month. And I've seen people that do it. I had it was a guy who was mowing the lawn with a fella last week. He put this video out, a decent video, and within an hour and a half, it had 152,000 views. So in that month, that just from that one video, because it's all squashed into that same month, he would have got 152,000. Let's say it's a decent video, and he's going to get half a cent, half a p, multiplied by 0.005. He's going to get 760 quid for that, and that's within the first hour. I went back 2 days later, he'd gone from 150 to 192,000. God knows how many he'd had since. But even if you got half of that, quarter of a p, it's still 300 quid. And it might end up with several million. And in a year, if you've got lots of other videos, there's money to be had. Anyway, sorry, excuse me, I digress. Let's come back to this.
outsource the work, the videos, and then manage the channels, subscribe to the channel because we're all about that. So I would really appreciate that. You can also join our free Facebook group. I'll leave a link down below. And with all of that promo, let's just get started and let's just break down the reaction channel format to show you how you can get started yourself. So if we simply click on a few of these videos, you'll see that right there we've got Stephan simply reacting to a YouTube video. Now in this case, it's the house tour from David Dobrik. However, what he's doing, as you guys can see, he's simply watching the videos. You can watch over his shoulder so that you can also see the video, and then he's simply reacting to it. So he's adding his own thoughts. He's pretty much giving his own opinion on the video that he's watching. And that is pretty much what all of these guys are doing. So if we go to the Sidemen Reacts, I'll just click on a video, and then we'll also see that they're simply watching videos and then reacting to it. Now there are a few different ways that you can...
Excuse me, Sidemen Reacts. I've got to go and search for that a second, if you excuse me. I just need to subscribe to that as well. Sidemen Reacts. Sidemen. There you are, Sidemen Reacts. Subscribe. Because I'm sure you're going to learn from them as well. The thing is, though, with this, there's going to be big changes in the industry because there's going to be a critical point, isn't there, where Google will turn around and say you're only going to get 0.00001 pence for every view. Something like that. And I don't like that. Fashion, the Nazi officers tried to kill Hitler. Okay, that might be worth watching. But I know that when there's a good thing going, no thing lasts forever. So there's a caveat. I suppose you've got to be innovative. You've got to be, and you've got to be productive, and you've got to be first to market. And clearly I'm not first to market, and neither are you. You know, these have been going on for a long, long time. I started seeing these about 9 months ago around music. And I wondered, my big query was, how is it that they can watch Michael Jackson's Thriller, who's had like 200 billion views or whatever, the video, sit there, watch it, and their video gets several million views. And they get paid for it. I thought it was clever. I thought they actually found a way. There is a way. There's something called fair use policy. And I think as long as you put them on pauses, or you have text on the screen or some other thing, then you are allowed to use that video for fair use. However, there's an agency or an organisation that will basically block your right to earn money from it. And you can appeal, but even then they can block it. So you end up making videos that you just can't earn money from, so there's no point. The only people that seem to be able to make money from it is YouTube by putting adverts on it, and then the revenue for that goes to that other organisation because they've made the claim. So you make videos for them where they make money. So it stands to reason. So this kid here, it seems like he's going to be teaching us on this video how to make a reaction video without getting a claim. And I think what he's doing is basically saying, go and make videos about, or reaction videos on videos that don't have a copyright claim. You know what I mean? And I think this is an example of one. So we'll carry on.
You can set this up. So we've got the Sidemen React channel. You can see they've got a different layout. So they pretty much recorded a video. Now this could be a YouTube video. It probably is a YouTube video. If I go to the description, you'll see original video. So they're also linking to the OG video. However, they're not watching it on YouTube itself like I'm doing right now, but they pretty much put it in a brand new format or a layout, which means that they're simply downloading the video or screen recording it and then putting it into a format like this to make it look more professional and less...
Sorry, I'm screen recording this on a piece of software called Streamlabs. Very, very good. I mean, there's so much more to it. I'm only using the two basic bits. I'm recording the screen, which is a YouTube screen, a video from YouTube. So I'm recording that, and I'm using. I bought a webcam, but the webcam wasn't so good. So I wondered if I could use my mobile phone And so I did a search, and I found that you could download some software called, hold on, is it called Iridium or something? What's it called? It's called Iriun. There's two parts to it. There's an app for the phone, and there's an app for the computer. You download both of them. Very, very easy to do. Very easily configured, and they connect to each other via the Wi-Fi. I've actually got this connected via USB to the computer, and it's my mobile phone. Right? It's a Note 9, and it's recording me in 4K, and that's what you're seeing in the screen. I've got these headsets that I found lying around the house. They've been in the house for like 10 or 15 years. I think my nephew got them as free when he got a phone from I think it was Orange then, and he gave them to my dad, and my dad didn't want them, so he put them in the side. They've been in the side for years, so I needed to get some headsets for this endeavour, and I thought I remembered these, so I went and tried them, and they worked. What I needed to get was a microphone, so I bought this from AliExpress. I paid about £6-7 for it, I think, or 10. It's entry level. It's not the best. You can get some. You spend a lot of money on this kind of kit, but I think this is just enough to get me going. You know what I mean? And to try it out. So that's all I've got. My mobile phone on a tripod with my new mic, headsets, a few wires, software free that I've learned to configure, and YouTube, and that's all it is. It's relatively a very low cost spend. Anyway, I'm digressing again. I usually do that. Sorry.
That's like reaction-ish. So this is a pretty cool thing. However, you don't need to do that. So we can see Graham Stephan, who's simply watching the video, and then we also have Alexandra Reacts, who's simply watching videos. Now in this case, it's TikTok. However,
sorry again. I just need to let you know, behind my recording of myself watching this video is a little round circle of him, the kid, talking inside. Let me see if I can show you. Just hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. If I remove that, will it reveal? There he is. So if I go and put that on this side, he's on the right hand side. So watch.
However, it could also be YouTube.
Sorry.
Now let's get into the rules behind that, because you cannot just simply film yourself, watch a video, and then make money from it. You have to make sure to follow the rules.
Yeah.
So I just searched for the fair use policy on YouTube.
Fair
So
use.
if you don't know, fair use is what these channels are using to monetize their content and stay monetized. Because you cannot just simply download a video, put it up on YouTube and make money from it. That would be copyright. However, what they're doing in these videos is simply react to it, and that falls under the fair use policy on YouTube, which I'll explain right now.
Yeah.
So fair use is a US law that allows the reuse of copyright protected material under certain circumstances without getting permission from the copyright owner. We created a YouTube audio library. Okay, so that's for audio. However, this also applies to videos. So if I simply search for reacting videos YouTube copyright policy, you'll see this right there. For original content holders, it's better to let people take their videos and share what they thought, so praise, criticism, and so on, than to ban people from making reaction videos. Reaction videos do have copyright protection. The people who made the reaction video are the reaction videos copyright holders. So basically how this works is that there's a law on YouTube which is called fair use, and if you watch videos and you use the videos but you simply add your own thoughts to it, now that could be humor, criticism, parody, that could be reaction, your own thoughts, adding value, any of these things, that means that it will fall under fair use. Now,
I think that's exactly what I'm doing, right? I'm adding my comments to his video, so he can hardly object on account of the fact that I'm using it under the fair use policy rules, American rules, but they probably extend around the globe. And I'm using it in accordance with what he set out to achieve in the first place, which was to educate people like me. So thank you very much. I'm absolutely delighted, and so are my viewers. They're really glad to hear that I am acknowledging your contribution. Thank you. Okay, does that make sense?
I'll actually show you that right now. Basically, the best way to describe this is this. Fair use is a term to describe the use of copyrighted work without direct ownership in a matter that is new or modified. Using the footage from a rival network station without rights is deemed fair use because they have created something new with the alt footage that doesn't affect the original content. And that's exactly what reaction channels are doing. They're making new pieces of content by simply reacting to it. So this guy, for example, is watching TikTok videos. However, he's creating a modified or new piece of content because he's filming himself while doing it. So basically, what you need to do in order to make sure that you can monetize your channel is make sure that it looks like an actual personal channel. So when you're
So it's an interesting concept, isn't it? And it's relatively straightforward because I suppose I don't watch TV very much, but wasn't there a TV program where they would sit in their living rooms and watch programs, several families or several individuals or whatever, watch the same programs, and they would be recorded, and then they'd play that recording back to a new audience who would watch them reacting to what they were watching, and they would be sharing their thoughts. This is exactly what I'm doing. This is a reaction. I'm reacting to this kid's video now about him teaching us about other people reacting to videos. It's a reaction video. New concept.
you're gonna do it, I highly recommend having a title like this. So for example, name reacts, so Alexandra reacts, and that makes it look very personal. So same for Sidemen reacts and the Stephan show. What these guys are doing is that they're simply reacting to videos using the fair use policy. Now that means that they're going to create a modified or new piece of content. So make sure to add your own thoughts, your own criticism, make sure to turn it into a parody or just anything like that so that it becomes a new modified piece of content. And if you do that, you should be fine. But how do you actually start a channel like this? How do you actually make the video? So all you need is a phone. I'm pretty sure that all of us got a phone. You're probably watching this on your phone as of right now. Simply use the camera and the audio from that. It doesn't need to be fancy. All you need is a phone and this software called OBS Studio. So I'm using this software to record my screen as of right now.
Now, sorry to interrupt again, but what he's using is OBS Studio. This is something else that I heard about when I was looking for this. How do they do it? That's what, and I was certain, I didn't even know that the videos were called reaction videos, but as soon as I realised that they were called reaction videos, I searched for reaction videos and I came across a guy that was doing exactly what this kid is doing now, showing us the software. And the person I listened to talked about two types. OBS was one of them, and Streamlabs was the other. I went and checked out Streamlabs, and I've just gone down the Streamlabs rabbit hole. Some people, I think there's pros and cons with each, but they essentially achieve the same thing. Carry on.
You can do the same. So if you simply go, to Google and then search for OBS, you'll end up on this website, OBS Project. If you simply download the software for Windows, Mac, or Linux, you can start recording your screen. What you can then do is simply go to YouTube, film yourself with your phone, film your screen, and that's it. Now all you need is a software to actually edit the video, and I'll show you one right now. If you simply search for online free video editor, you'll find all of these results that will help you out create videos. So for example, WeVideo is a great web-based platform where you can create and edit videos. Now I highly recommend this one. However, just do your own research and find out which one is going to be the best for you. It really depends on which kind of laptop or PC you're recording, so make sure to find out yourself. However, that is pretty much all you need. For the audio, you could also use Audacity, and if you have a microphone, you can simply go to audacity.com, which you can simply do by doing this. So go to Audacity, click on the website, then simply download the software, and you can then record your audio doing it. So that is pretty much how you can start a reaction channel. So simply go to a YouTube video, set up your phone, set up your OBS Studio, Audacity as well, and then you can get going. Simply watch the videos, react to it, and that's it. So if this video helps you out, make sure you go ahead and leave a like on the video. Once again, if you're new to automation first, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that. Join our free Facebook group. I'll leave a link to it down below, and then I'll see you in the next one.
See what I did there? I've already subscribed. I've liked his video. I'm not going to share it on just yet, but great video, right? He's just reaffirmed that to me that I'm on the right path. I didn't really learn anything new there, apart from he mentioned some.
Here's how I got automated transcripts.
He mentioned some other channel. What was it called? Sidemen Reacts. I'm definitely going to go and watch some of that stuff and see what they do. So the irony is that I've got to the point where I've created this video now, watching the learning process. What happens after this video is that it saves it in a folder, my videos folder on my computer, and then I go and use another piece of software which I've been learning over the last 6 or 7 months, ever since I really decided that I wanted to make videos for YouTube. The big challenge for me was learning how to edit the videos. He was touching on it at the very end. But the one that it found me. I found it. It was a video, a piece of software, free software called DaVinci Resolve. And I think it's got something to do with an extremely sophisticated piece of kit. I mean, really sophisticated. I think they all are. But I think there's something special about DaVinci Resolve. I believe. I'm not sure. But it's taken me a while to learn how to use some very basic bits. There's so much more that I have to learn. I'm nowhere near anywhere what you can do. But all I do is just take the video and drop it into the timeline and cut the beginning, cut the end, and take out the ums and the ahs and certain scenes that I don't want. I haven't even got to the point where I can layer text on it, or what they call B-rolls. You'll learn that as time goes by. There's A-roll and B-roll. This video that I'm making now is the A-roll. When you introduce a clip or a photograph or something else for a few temporary 10 seconds, say, on top of the video, then it's called B-roll. So I know what it's all about. I've seen how to do it. I have no practical experience yet, but I'm going to get there because I've got to take this video and cut it up and upload it as one of my very first videos, my first reaction to that video. So, please, as I said, like, share, subscribe, help me out, give me an income. I'd be very pleased if you'll follow me on my journey. And if you have any questions or any advice, please just drop a comment. It helps the algorithm, apparently. I will reply to it. And we'll see. We'll do it together. You set up your channel. I'll subscribe to yours as well. Let's go for it. Speak to you later. Bye. How do you get out of this now?